A common way to customize your Storyline 360 course is to let the user pick an avatar who will follow them throughout the course. In this example, I have 3 avatars that I can choose from, and when I select one and move forward, that avatar comes with me to the next slide. If I go back and choose a different character and move forward again, that character comes with me to the next slide. Let's take a look and see how this is built. On my first slide, I have 3 characters, and each character has a normal state, a hover state, and a selected state. I only want my learner to be able to choose one character at a time, so I'll select all 3 characters on the screen, right-click, and add them to a button set. A button set will mean that only one of these things can be selected, and choosing a different character will select that character. Now, I'm going to create a number variable, and we'll adjust that number variable based on which character the user has selected. In my Manage Project Variables, I'll create a new variable and call this Avatar. This is a number variable with a default value of 0. And then I'll select OK. What I want to have happen is I want to set the value of that number variable to 1 if the user selects Mike as their avatar. I want to set that value to 2 if the user selects Ren as their avatar, and 3 if they select Lily. So I need 3 triggers to do that. We're going to set that variable when the user presses the next key. So when they move forward in the course is when we want to set that variable. I'll create a new trigger, and what we're going to do is adjust that variable that we just created. We're going to set that to a value of 1 when the user clicks next if Mike is currently selected. So that's the avatar they've picked, and that's going to set that avatar variable to 1. I can now copy and paste that trigger 2 more times and just change the value and the state of the character that was selected. So paste that twice, set that variable to a value of 2 if the state of Ren is selected, and set it to 3 if they've selected Lily. One thing that's important is I do need to move down my jump to slide next slide since all of these things are happening when the user clicks next. I want to make sure that Storyline doesn't move forward before it set that variable. I'll move that jump to slide next slide last, and now my variable is going to set first before it moves forward. On my next slide, I have a character with 3 states. I've left the normal state as Mike, but I've set the initial state to hidden. All I need to do on this slide is create a trigger to change the state of that character based on the value of the variable. I'll create a new trigger and change the state of my character to normal when the timeline starts on this slide, but only if my avatar variable has a value of 1. My normal state is Mike, my avatar variable would be set at 1. I can repeat that process by copying and pasting that trigger 2 more times, setting that state to Ren when the timeline starts, if the avatar is 2, and setting the state of the character to Lily if the avatar variable is 3. We'll preview this scene and make sure that it works. I choose my character, I move forward, and that character is in the state of Mike. I move back, I choose someone else, that character is now in the state of Ren. That's all it takes to create an avatar that will follow your learners through their course.